That night, the sky above the Greater Bay Area was like a vast canvas adorned with sparkling lights. The city shone like crystal, while the Gala 2025 stage stood majestically, awaiting its star. The thumping opening music, silver and blue spotlights, and the cheers of thousands of spectators created an atmosphere both eerie and electrifying. All eyes were fixed on one name, Xiao Zhan. As the music slowly died down, the stage seemed to fall into silence. A thin mist began to blink at the floor, reflecting the light of the artificial moon hanging overhead. Then, a slender figure in a shimmering white costume emerged from the mist. Xiao Zhan stepped forward, transporting the entire audience to another world. He stood still, bowing his head for a moment, as if praying to the universe before raising his voice. The first notes of Moon Ballad fell softly, almost like a whisper that touched the soul. His voice crept slowly through the audience, making their chests tremble. The song was more than just music, but a mantra that opened the inner space of each person. Some fans shed tears, while others remained silent, allowing themselves to be lost in the melody. As the first chorus broke out, the stage lights exploded with golden light. Xiao Zhan spread his arms, as if embracing the entire world. His voice grew stronger, filled with longing and deep yearning, as if telling the story of a lonely moon gazing at the earth from afar. Each note carried pain, hope, and a beauty that was difficult to describe in words. For 4 full minutes, time seemed to stand still. Even the applause seemed to forget its presence, replaced by a silence filled with awe. Only when the final note faded, as Xiao Zhan closed his eyes and bowed deeply, did the explosion of applause and cheers erupt like a storm. The stage shook, and the sky seemed to cheer along with thousands of hearts unable to contain their excitement. However, beneath the glittering night, whispers began to spread among the rows of seats. A rumor that shook many. It said someone was secretly present, watching the performance from the shadows. The name, so familiar, so full of meaning, Wang Yibo. One fan claimed to have seen the silhouette of a figure wearing a black hat and mask, sitting in the designated guest area. Others swore they heard faint laughter as the MC filled the pause. Some sharp-eyed observers even speculated that Xiao Zhan's gaze lingered in a certain direction in the audience, as if searching for someone only he knew. Was it possible? Was Yibo truly there, unobtrusively, without cameras, unannounced, just to watch his best friend? Or perhaps more than just a best friend, sing on that night of light? These questions swirled, endlessly stirring up ripples of emotion in the hearts of fans. Audience members sitting in the middle rows swore they saw 2 pairs of eyes meet for a moment. As Xiao Zhan sang the verse about the moon waiting faithfully, his gaze landed on a dark seat at the side of the auditorium. Most didn't notice, but for those with a keen eye, it wasn't a blank stare. There was a hidden message, as if a secret conversation were taking place without words. While the rumors raged, television cameras never captured the figure in question. All official footage showed the stage, the general audience, and the invited artists. But the image lingered among the whispers of fans, the seats that seemed to fill up, then empty again, the silhouettes that disappeared before the stage lights fell upon them. Was it just an illusion? Or was there really someone who chose to appear anonymously to keep a secret, but couldn't contain their longing? The image became a mystery, like a poem that was never finished. And there, the 2025 Gala night gave birth to a new legend. For Xiao Zhan, that night was the pinnacle of art. Moon Ballad was born as a story not only of the moon, but also of souls waiting and being loved from afar. For the audience, it was a spiritual experience, a moment where music became prayer. But for some fans who believe in destiny, that night was an invisible meeting point between 2 hearts that had once walked together. When Xiao Zhan concluded his performance with a faint smile and a brief, "Thank you," thousands of voices echoed, echoing like an ocean. But amidst all that noise, could he hear a distinct applause, one that came from one significant person? No one knew, except perhaps his own heart. As soon as the performance ended, the internet exploded. The hashtag Moon Ballad topped global trends. Clips of Xiao Zhan's performance were shared millions of times. Simultaneously, however, wild speculation about Wang Yibo began flooding timelines. Blurry photos, obscure video clips, and even imaginative theories became the subject of endless discussion. Some said that if Yibo were indeed present, it was a silent tribute, a show of support without the need for a stage, just a sincere look from afar. Others believed it was merely a collective illusion, the heartfelt desire of fans who longed to see the two together, even without any real interaction. Which was true, no one could say for sure. That night, the Greater Bay Area witnessed more than just soul-stirring music. It also set the stage for a mystery, a story that will be retold by word of mouth, from forum to forum, from heart to heart. Was Yibo truly present, or just a shadow born of longing? The answer is locked tightly among the stars of the night. And so, Gala 2025 left an indelible mark. Xiao Zhan with his Moon Ballad, and whispers about Wang Yibo, whether real or illusory, came together to form a story that will live long in the memory. A modern legend where music, love, and mystery converged in one night of light. In the end, perhaps it no longer mattered whether Yibo was truly present or not. What was certain was that the fans' hearts were filled with priceless emotion. They had witnessed unrepeatable beauty and taken home a story they would treasure forever. For that night, the moon shone brighter, the music whispered more softly, and love, though hidden, felt so real. Online, fans endlessly connected fragments of moments. Some insisted on seeing the shadow of a seat in the VIP row obscured by cameras. Others found a pattern in Xiao Zhan's gaze as he sang, as if there were a secret dialogue that no one could understand. The narratives unfolded, forming a story no less dramatic than a ballad. Perhaps this is precisely its beauty, that art exists not only on stage, but also in how people interpret every gesture, every second. Moon Ballad was more than just a song. It became a medium through which millions of hearts wrote their own stories. And that night, the story that emerged was one of longing, hidden encounters, and undying love. If Wang Yibo had actually been present, he would have chosen the most poetic way to support. No spotlight, no loud applause, just a silent, unspoken presence. And if he hadn't been, then all this buzz is proof of how deep collective longing can give birth to shadows more tangible than reality itself. In either case, a legend would have been created. As the stage lights dimmed and the artificial moon slowly descended, one thing was certain. Gala 2025 had given the world an unforgettable night. Xiao Zhan's Moon Ballad ignites a fire in the soul, while Wang Yibo's mystery adds a lasting spice to the story. And like all legends, it will continue to grow, retold in different versions, but always with the same core. That night, there was something more than just a show.